Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cam, and on my channel I talk about faith, fun, and more. So welcome to the family if you're new here. If you're not, welcome back. It's good to have you guys. Today's video is going to be about becoming a Proverbs 31 woman and kind of just going over it and breaking some of it down. I want to do more about this in general, so I'll probably be making another video. But today's video is just going to be called Breaking Down the Passage and Becoming a Proverbs 31 Woman. So it's just a basic overview. And then I'll be going over 2 sections, and then I'll close out with a prayer at the end. So let's get into it. So the biblical Proverbs 31 woman seems to always have her life together. She's hardworking, she's wise, she's generous, and strong. When I first read over Proverbs 31, I felt very overwhelmed because having all of these things at the same time makes it seem like, she's perfect, and it's really hard to do all of those things at once because we are always constantly growing and trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. So I felt really overwhelmed, and I asked myself, how am I supposed to have all these traits and qualities at the same time? Because to me, it just appeared impossible. So the more I studied and prayed about it, I saw that becoming more like this Proverbs 31 woman is that it's not about perfection, it's about progress and growing into the person that God is guiding us to be. So this journey is really about letting God mold us into women of strength, dignity, and faith. So today I want to walk through the passage with you and share some encouragement on how we can begin to live out these qualities in our daily lives. So I already opened my Bible to Proverbs 31, and I welcome you to listen along while I read it, or open yours and read along with me. First, I want to look at verses 10 through 31. So we're in Proverbs 31, verses 10 through 31. Who can find a wife of noble character? She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will not lack anything good. She rewards him with good, not evil, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with willing hands. She is like the merchant ships, bringing her food from far away. She rises while it is still night and provides food for her household and portions for her female servants. She evaluates a field and buys it. She plants a vineyard with her earnings. She draws on her strength and reveals that her arms are strong. She sees that her profits are good, and her lamp never goes out at night. She extends her hands to the spinning staff, and her hands hold the spindle. Her hands reach out to the poor, and she extends her hands to the needy. She is not afraid for her household when it snows, for all in her household are doubly clothed. She makes her own bed coverings. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known at the city gates, where he sits among the elders of the land. She makes and sells linen garments. She delivers belts to the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she can laugh at the time to come. Her mouth speaks wisdom, and loving instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the activities of her household and is never idle. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also praises her. Many women have done noble deeds, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord will be praised. Give her the reward of her labor, and let her works praise her at the city gates. So after reading over that, if you haven't read it before, now you can understand why I seemed a little overwhelmed after reading that. So verses 10 through 31 paints a beautiful picture about this virtuous, godly woman that we are supposed to be like. The first half we can probably study in another study, but 10 through 31 is about the Proverbs 31 woman. Now, I want to pull out verses 25 and 26 specifically, so I'm going to reread those again. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she can laugh at the time to come. Her mouth speaks wisdom, and loving instruction is on her tongue. These verses are so powerful because they highlight inner character strength, like dignity and wisdom, instead of outward actions. After reading that passage, I had more questions. For example, How can one woman possibly achieve all of this? Does God truly expect me to juggle each role perfectly? And what's going to happen if I feel weak instead of strong, dumb instead of wise, or not even capable of achieving any of this? When it talks about wisdom, I was thinking about times where I haven't felt strong. And what if I worry more about my future than laugh about it or talk to God about it? What if what I say or speak doesn't come across as wise? But here's the real truth in the end that I learned as I studied this. God doesn't really expect us to have all these traits in our own strength and being. Strength, wisdom, peace, and dignity are gifts from God. So this chapter in Proverbs isn't about how to be the perfect godly woman. It's about leaning on God when life gets rough and we have tough times, and letting Him shape and mold us into women who reflect His heart and teachings, and live our lives showing what we have learned, little by little. We can't forget that this growth takes time. So to close out, I would like to pray to lead us out of this little study. Dear God, as we read these verses of Proverbs 31 today, we ask you to help us reflect on these words and keep them written on our hearts. Remind us that in these tough times that we can lean and call on you, and that you are always faithful to mold us into the women that you've called us to be. Remind us that if we don't have it all together all the time, it's going to be okay, because our strength comes from you. Lord, please help us to keep seeking you, spending time in your word, standing rooted and firm in your word, and learning how you want us to live our lives. Thank you for your guidance and for the example you've given us written in the scriptures. In your name, amen. Before you go, I just want to challenge you to pick one of the Proverbs 31's trait to work on focusing in your life this week. So, if you would like to, you can share it in the comments below so we can encourage one another. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. I'm hoping to put another one focusing on the Proverbs 31 woman out. I might put one per trait or different parts focusing on it, but I'd like to definitely study this in more depth. So, that's it for this video. Stay blessed, and I'll see you guys next time.